gentlemen, welcome to another episode here with Queen City Reefs and more. So I figured I'm going to do a quick video of this. It's similar to the one that we did earlier, so if you haven't checked that one out, I mean, this literally looks the same. So I'm introducing you here to the new Tunze Osmolator 3 Nano, or Osmolator Nano 3. This looks to be very similar to the regular Osmolator 3 that I did a video on one of the previous episodes, so if you want to catch that, I'm going to unbox it real quick and see if there's much of a difference. I'm assuming the sensor might be a little smaller. It says it's rated up to 60-gallon tanks. I'm going to put it on an 80-gallon. I honestly feel like the pump will end up being the same, and I think that pump should be able to pump more water or the similar water to the regular one, so not sure what the difference is other than price, but we'll find out together. I'm going to unbox it real quick, lay everything out, and then pick up the camera again, and we'll talk a bit more about it here in a minute. All right, so here is the box. I just opened it, took out this paperwork that you'll find in almost every product you buy, right? Let's see. So power supply looks almost identical to the other one in shape, but I will say that the other one actually had these prongs facing the other way, so like that way versus this is this way, right? So it made it easy to connect it to some connectors, but this shouldn't be too bad either. So that's one, I guess, difference. Comes with a hose and the mount that goes on the tank, which we will definitely need. One thing that I'm noticing that neither this one nor the previous one had is one of those siphon brakes. Being that this has a 5-year warranty, it is something that I definitely have always liked about these products. And I've always used the Tunze, the previous osmolators, and never had an issue with them. So definitely something that, you know, I wanted to try out, especially when it comes to the price. The price on this one was $129.99, and I felt that that was very, very reasonable, especially for this brand, right? Because the regular osmolator is over $200, which is a little steep, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so here is the pump, and it literally looks almost identical to the one that comes with the regular osmolator, except this one looks like it has already some scuffs on it. Sorry for the blurriness. Looks like it has a scuff on it. So is this actually new or is this used? The cord is different. It is not the same cord as the other ones. I can see where they kind of decided to use different cable in order to maybe bring the price down. Didn't know cables were that expensive. And then you have the sensor itself. Just from looking at it real quick, it seems like the same size sensor. The cabling again is different. I'm assuming, I mean, honestly, if I'm going to go compare them real quick, they're already connected, and so it's hard for me to just want to take it out and all that stuff. I probably should go through that route, but let's go check it out real quick. So here's where I have the other osmolator, the pump itself. Let's pull out this pump right here, and let's do a quick comparison. Same design in the back. Same design, and it looks like dimensions in the front. The gasket on the one that regular osmolator looks to be red. I can't see the gasket in this one, so I'm assuming it's clear. The top where the hoses go seems the same dimension hose, but this one was a push-in versus this one looks to be one of those that you tighten up right there and then screw the thing on to make sure it's secure. Now, take back what I said about the cables, because the cables, it is a little thicker. I'm not going to say it's not, but not by a lot. So not sure what the difference is. I can see that this is more of one of your auxiliary plugins versus one of those connectors that you screw on. It's in the inside of the tank, so I can't show you, but you definitely want to check out the other video so you can see what I'm talking about. Aside from that, it's the same pump. Let's compare the sensor real quick. Okay, so we are now in the stand, and we're just going to do a quick comparison of this sensor real quick. These are the connectors that I was talking about earlier. So these right here is what the pump connects to back to the sensor, and then you have a second one that goes to the electrical. But that's one of the main differences, is the connection of it. I'm not sure if auxiliary is less reliable or what, and what, you know, if it's truly more expensive, especially I think it's $100 difference. Is it truly $100 difference when it comes to that cabling, you know. So another difference here is this is one cable. It is thicker, way thicker than the white one. It seems like that one cable gets to what it needs to get to in there. The circuit board in there does look like it has a lot more little prongs or whatever those are called than the Nano one. But as far as size goes, it looked to be the same exact size, just with a couple differences. This one has 2 cables coming out. I'm assuming that everything's in, those 2 are in just that one. But yeah, I mean, things I guess to kind of consider when you're looking at this. I mean, this circuit board looks like it has a lot more going on in there than this one itself, right? So again, I'm trying to get as close as I can without the camera getting so blurry. Apologize for that, but there it is. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and connect it to the tank that has been missing, and I've been having to auto top off myself manually, not auto, manually top off myself, and that way I can get this going. All right, be right back in a minute. And we are back. I definitely want to experience this with you. I don't see much of a difference from the last video. So again, if you haven't watched the previous video where I actually unbox and install the Osmolator 3, you definitely want to catch that for the, you know, smaller details, I guess you could say. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the return pumps because the water was actually already low, which is kind of what prompted me to go ahead and connect this already so that I don't have to be manually topping it off. But here we go. So here, in case you're wondering, this tank itself does not have a controller. I instead use plugs that I turn on: the return pump, the skimmer, and the UV is the 3 main things that I use a on and off switch for. And honestly, that's really all you need. The controllers itself, they come in handy when you travel a lot, when you're out of town a lot, when you're away from your home a lot. You know, the way to monitor your tank and it sends you notifications when something's wrong. But even here, if the power goes out, I get a notification that it's not connected anymore. So that's kind of in a way the same thing that Apex does, right? That it tells you, hey, something's wrong, you know, check on it. And what I do sometimes is I'll try to connect to other devices here at home from when I'm away, and those other devices will also tell me that they're not connected to the internet. That's pretty much either a power outage or an internet outage. There's many ways to be able to kind of control and sort of monitor your tank. It's up to you on how you want to do it. That's definitely something we can definitely discuss. I'm more than happy to discuss my thoughts around controllers and all other kind of equipment as long as you're willing to listen. In the meantime, here's how so far everything's sounding. Let me show you how low this was already getting. So you can see there that it's way below the sensor, which is normally where I keep it at. And the noise kind of was prompting me that I needed to go ahead and install this already. So let me go ahead and turn this on, which is something that I don't have connected, and I am supposed to be connected into an automatic switch, especially for when I want to do water changes. I don't want to have to sit there and unplug it and plug it back in. Let me go ahead and turn it on from the bottom. You'll see it start lighting up there. Here's a hose right next to it. I started seeing red LED. Oh, look, right when I was walking away. But it's not pumping anything in. The blinking won't stop, so I'm gonna turn it off and turn it right back on. I'm gonna leave all this because I want y'all to see that I guess maybe I did get a dud. Maybe I did get a used one from them instead of a brand new one. Okay, the LED is still lighting up blue. Normally that should tell it to start pumping, but I don't see it doing anything. So let me make sure the connections are connected right. I'm gonna turn this back off, put it down to the level that I needed to, reconnect the plugs, and then make sure that everything's connected correctly, and I'll be right back. All right, so for sure the auxiliary cable, apparently you need to make sure to really push it in and hear the snap on it. And I did not do that. I just connected it to where a little bit of force stopped it, and then right now that I went to check on it, I realized that it actually snaps on even harder. And so I did that, and as you can see, it pumped a little bit of water out. So now I'm gonna go ahead and lift this sensor up to the level that I wanted to, and then call it a day. There he goes. So there you have it. It lights up blue when it's going to be pumping water into the tank, meaning that the water is low. It's green when when it's at the level that you set it at, and I think it gets red whenever it goes too high, higher than the first sensor. Well, it turned red because I'm assuming that it felt like it was pumping too much water, and it's kind of like its way of telling you that, hey, look, being that it's set for a nano, I'm sure that thought it was way too much water and it didn't want to overflow it. So then I guess we got to experience what that is like. But being that this is not a nano and I needed to pump more, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off and turn it back on again. The only con right now that I see is that it doesn't have an alarm system. Here's my cable mess. Definitely don't learn from this. If you're the type that shivers from seeing this mess, I definitely would turn away right now. Let's see, turn it off, turn it back on. Being that the auto top off tank is in the bottom, and it's definitely about 2-3 feet away from, you know, moving up to the tank, I don't feel like I need a siphon brake for this one because it's higher, and as you can see, it stopped when it thought that it was already overfilling. As you can see, it stopped again, so it definitely has a way to stop when it feels like it's pumped too much. An alarm would definitely really benefit, but it doesn't have one. So, and there you have it. It's on green. It's probably hard to see because of all the blue lighting, but I got it to where it trickles a little bit down from that little overflow there and from that one right there. Now, as you can see, I have a heater, and I leave this heater here on this end because if you noticed earlier when I said that I was manually topping this tank up, if the water level would go any lower to where it would expose this, then it would fry this heater, and then I could have different problems in this tank. So it's always definitely beneficial to put your heater in an area that even if the water runs low, that area always stays topped up. All right, so the final verdict on this Osmolator 3 Nano, I mean, without a long-term review, honestly, I can't give you a final verdict, but if we're going by the history of the 2 and the 1 and how reliable they have been, at least for me and a lot of others that I know, and that's the information I'm going by, then of course I would recommend this product. I would say stick to the regular Osmolator 3 if you have an over 100 gallon tank, and this is perfect for anything under 100. So for now, I'll say that it's a great product. I like it. It's silent. Not a lot of cords like the Osmolator 2, which is a big plus. So thanks so much for tuning in. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to share this channel. Don't forget to leave a comment below if you have any comments, questions, or concerns. All right, catch you on the next one.